today we'll see ping axis. So ping axis, what is ping axis? Kind of basics only. So ping axis is also a product of ping identity, like uh, like any other products like PingFederate, ping axis, ping one, ping directory, ping ID, intelligence governance. So like that, lot of tools are in PingFederate, like ping identity software.
Okay.
So ping access is kind of an it's persons will ask like ping fed rate is there, so why this ping access like that, they will have some confusions. So ping access means like ping federate, like it's on the federation server and it provides authentication and they can able to access application, like that is ping federate. Ping
Mm.
access is totally kind of an web access management. So it comes with an ACL, like access control list, and then it acts as an policy like proxy server. Okay, let me explain you. So here, if you take, for example,
But even ping access have some protocols like the SAML protocol. It's mainly the web access management protocol, right? So even we use SAML in ping access.
yeah, yeah, wait, bro, I will tell you that. Okay, so this is the normal flow, bro. Okay, so this is, for example, user accessing from browser any web application. Okay, so for example, if you take this is some banking application. Okay, some banking application, and then it is exposed to like kind of in public. Okay, so this is exposed in public, and then users browser, from browser you are accessing the banking website. So in this is the traditional model. Okay, before ping access or anything, any other application, if you contact now from browser, you can able to access that banking application, and banking application will have some development code and all. It will have some list, so user list kind of thing. Users who are all present there, they can register there, and then they can access that application, like that only is the general flow. So this is the way it has been worked traditionally from last 5 to 10, 20 years, 25, like that it's been worked there. But why we are including another model kind of, right? So here, if you take example browser, and then banking, and then in between here, so here, if you take this example, this is where the ping axis come into picture. Look what happened. It is kind of an acting as a proxy. Okay. So proxy.
Before that, bro, tell
Yeah.
me one thing. So
Okay.
yeah, the first one, I mean, the user is accessing the bank application from the browser, right? So what is the public.com mean?
Public.com means its banking websites got exposed in the outside environment. So if, for example, some bank.com means, so it is straight away going to that bank domain. Okay, from browser, if you are straight away going to that server. It's simple as that. You are accessing browser and it's going to banking server, and you are accessing and you can doing the transaction. So that is what I mentioned as an public.com exposed IPs. Okay. Here, if you take an example, user is accessing from browser, and then it will don't go to banking application. Instead of that, it is go to in between a proxy, and then like ping access policy server. So here, uh, ping access act as a policy server, and then it will take all the restriction. Like for example, it allow only the authorized persons to access that application. So like that, in between it has been placed, and then backend of that ping access banking application we have been configured. Okay, so in this method, what advantage you have now? Public, whoever accessing or hackers or more security, because the browser, from browser they don't know where the server got placed, because in between there is a proxy server is there. So whichever application hacking anything happens now, it will stop here itself, proxy server itself. So backend banking server won't affected in any way, because the customer itself don't know where that server exists or not. It's all tampered kind of thing. So that is what the proxy like ping access policy server makes more secure in the application or whatever transactions you are making. So that is what the importance of the ping access. I understand this flow.
Yeah, I did understand, but So, I mean, we are creating a proxy server in between the bank server and the user, right?
Correct.
So,
So
what actually happens in the policy server, right? What are the things we can do over there so that in the back end we can configure the banking website, like we can access the banking website. What happens in this policy server?
yeah. That only, bro. Step by step training only. You asking straight away configuration means simple as that. Nothing there. We don't need to create one connection with ping access. That's it.
Okay.
Like PingFederate, you will create one connection, right, for making IDPSP. So same thing, ping access, you need to create one connection between the between the application side and then ping access side. That's it. It's such a way that is the answer. So this is the flow. You first understand the basic, okay? That technically that things and all anyone can do. If you go start working on that, now you can do that one. But the flow, the understandability of the product is much more important. Then only you can able to understand this one. So this is the importance of ping access. So I understand this one, right? Whatever I mentioned now.
Yes, bro.
Okay. Now, so you know proxy, what is proxy, what is reverse proxy, like that things and all you know, right? So how it will
Reverse
work.
proxy, no, I don't know.
Okay. Because you need to know that things and all, then only you understand more ping access.
Proxy is like a firewall, right, bro?
Yes, firewall or load balancer, not it's a firewall. What happened? Na, it will restrict you from accessing the multiple application. So, for example, user is coming from browser. Okay, okay, you just understand now. The user is coming. This is browser. Okay. So now it's this proxy, bro. Normally, proxy is called as an forward proxy or proxy. Two things only is there proxy. Forward proxy, reverse proxy. That's it. Okay. So proxy means it's stay simple as that is forward proxy. They will make it as proxy. So what happened? How it will work? Now, suppose you are accessing something. Suppose you are accessing from school or any IT company browser. Now, they will always block list all the browser like YouTube.com and all. It won't work there. So YouTube, Facebook, like that things all they will work. It's allow only whatever permitted application like a company's application or any school means learning application. So that is what is called as proxy. It means like blocking all the sites, only allowing some whitelisting sites. That is called as proxy. Okay. And then reverse proxy means it's just a reverse of that one, bro. So proxy is works on the client end. Okay. Reverse proxy, it will be work on the server end. That's it. So server end means it will just act as a load balancer for that server. For example, if that application has been hosted in like multiple, suppose one application will be hosted in multiple servers, right? Because we have load balancer.
Bro, I can't hear you.
Bro, able to hear me now? Hello.
Yeah, bro, I can hear you now.
Okay. Sorry, bro. Not sure. I actually is having some hard disk issue. I ordered today. It will come. I think sorted out today. Okay. Just okay. Here, proxy means now you understand, right? Like what happened now? Suppose you are working from any school or any IT company means it will blocklist all the URLs, bro. Normally, you can't able to open YouTube or any other sites, public sites, Facebook, kind of things. It's only allowed only the allowed websites like some learning apps or any other thing company related application like that one. So that is called as proxy. Okay. Now reverse proxy means what happened now, reverse proxy it is comes under like the like kind of a road balancer under the server side. Okay. So for example, users can come into public internet and they can access any application, but the thing is, if you are accessing some application, that application has been loaded into multiple servers. For example, it's high-end applications and all have like 5 to 6 runtime nodes. It has been running on that. So they in that they will have some IP address, common IP address. So that IP address only it will be reached, and from there backend it will go to the client's request. So like that only reverse proxy will work. So it's kind of an
I didn't
proxy
get that.
means it's kind of an client side, and the reverse proxy means you can think it from the server side, like load balancer, for
I didn't
example.
get that, bro.
Okay.
I didn't go
Yeah,
with the
it's
flow.
it's kind of a load balancer, bro. You can keep it and simple as that. So in high end applications and all you worked like for
So the,
example real time,
yes, I did. So
like
the load
worked
balance, like what it does, it
hmm.
sends. I mean, when the user wants to access some application, so when some server, when whichever server is free, the load balancers send the request to that particular server, right?
Okay, why load balancer need?
I mean, we can't send like too many requests to a particular server, right? If you have three or four servers, like one server is handling five requests, let's say. I mean, the other server is free, so the load balance helps send the request to the server which is free.
Okay, bro. Like you mean to say like why load balancer? I'm asking for application end. Think is generally. So why application side need load balancer?